What's up, you guys? Welcome back and welcome if you're new. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys just exactly how I installed this Pittman outdoors awning onto my camper shell right here. So if you guys are interested and are in the market for one, make sure to watch today's video. This one actually has a lot of options for under $1,000. Good luck finding one that price. So if you guys do want one, stay tuned for the video and watch this. Let's get into it and we'll show you. Alright, you guys, so as always, I'm going to go ahead and show you what comes inside the box, and then we'll get into the installation. So come right over here and let me show you guys. So working our way right here, these are going to be the installation brackets that are going to hold up the awning. They're super heavy duty, as you guys can see, and it comes with two of them. I'll explain a little bit on the installation. As far as for us, we're not going to be utilizing these, which I'll explain why in a bit. It's also going to come with top brackets that are going to go onto that. Same thing, we're not going to be utilizing these, but they do go with that. I'll explain later. You're also going to get 8 of these long screws, and then you're also going to get 8 of these shorter screws. It's going to come with 16 total of the nylon locking nuts, and then it's going to come with 16 total of the washers. If you see right here, it's going to come with 4 of these type of bolts. It's going to come with these tie downs that go into the dirt. So this is basically going to help tie it down when it is a little bit too windy and you need something to stake it down. Those are going to be your stakes. It's going to come with this because this is going to utilize, which you'll see when we open it up, it's going to help keep it in place. And then these are going to be the strings, so if you do need to tie it down, it does come with it. Orange, I believe, is like their signature color because I've seen them use a lot of orange. I don't really like it, but it's there. And then it's going to come with a little baggie, so you can use this either to put your phone or something like that, or if you want to use it as a mini trash bag, you can. It's going to come with wires. Reason why is this awning does actually have lights. We'll be showing you guys in today's video later on, but it does have an on and off switch. And the way it works is you do have to have some type of power source that will allow you to run a USB. As far as for me, I do have a mini power bank, which that I can utilize with that, or I also have a jackery that I usually carry with me. And then you're going to notice these big poles right here. These are actually going to be used to stand it up. So as I said in the beginning, it is going to be a freestanding awning, but in those instances that it's super windy and it needs extra support, that's where you'll utilize these bad boys right here. So keep that in mind. I'll explain more when we get to it. Coming right over here, these are actually going to be purchased on the side, which I'll make sure to link them down below as well, but these don't come inside the package. So you're going to notice these are square brackets. So for my install, since I'm going to be installing it on my camper, the Beyond 4x4 camper in the back, I can't use the brackets that it comes with provided. That's why I said earlier, we're not going to use those. I had to actually buy some separate ones, which they just look like cubes. There's many companies that make these. You can also maybe have your fabricator make you some of these. But if you want a link to purchase these exact ones, I'll make sure to link them in the description box below. So now that you guys saw everything, we're going to go ahead and now get into the installation. Carry this bad boy. It does have a little bit of weight for it, but it's not too hard. Really quick, I'm going to show you guys on these brackets. So if you guys are going to be installing it on your rack, there's 2 different ways of doing it. You could either, one, just install it like that, have your bolt underneath, and nut and washer, or second thing, if you have like crossbars, you'd install this. Your crossbar would be in between like a sandwich, so say sandwiched in like this, and then you put your nut, washer, and bolt. So like I said, I'm not installing mine on my rack, so that's why we're not utilizing these. I just wanted to explain that really quick in case you guys are. So let's get to the install on my Beyond 4x4 camper with the Pittman Outdoors tent. The reason we're not installing these is because since we are installing the tent in the back over here, I already just showed you guys how you would use these if you wanted to. But for me, I wouldn't be able to install them anywhere on my camper. It just wouldn't make sense. So that's why I had to get the special brackets, which are going to be the cubes that I just showed you guys. So inside of that package is going to be, of course, the cube. It's basically a spacer to act as, so that way it doesn't hit anything here, and it's going to go installed right about there. So inside the package, you're going to get 2 of these, and you're going to get a couple of these nuts and bolts. So it's going to come with 2 nylon locking nuts in one bag and 2 for the other bag. It's going to come with these right here, which I'll show you guys what everything does. And then you're going to get some bolts as well, 2 small ones and 2 bigger ones. So let's go to the truck and show you guys how this works. Of course, depending on the camper shell that you guys do have, this installation part is going to be a little bit different for you. Now we're going to go ahead and install the bracket spacers so we could install the awning. As far as for me, I do have the Beyond 4x4 camper, and it does have these in channels here. That's why we had to go ahead and purchase these extra brackets. So if you guys do have a similar camper, make sure to go ahead and purchase yours, or like I said earlier, make sure to have a fabricator make you something like this. Basically, it's just going to be a spacer so it doesn't hit anything, and it'll allow it to work properly. So inside with the brackets, it's going to come, like I said earlier, with the hardware, and you should have 4 of these little nuts here. These are going to be T-slot nuts. So these are going to be super, super cool. Let me explain why. So if it did not come with these, it'd be a little bit more of a process. Reason I say that, because you would actually have to remove these end caps on some of the campers that they do have. It'd be a Phillips head here and a Phillips head here. This end cap would remove, and you'd have to slide the nuts in through there. But with the ones that they do provide, I don't have to do any of that, so it's not that hard. You literally just slide them right in. It's that simple. So with this, you want to go ahead and put 2 on the bottom rails and 2 on the top rails. It's going to be that easy. So we'll go ahead and put one there. As you can see, it just literally slides right in, just like that. And then we'll put one about here somewhere. You kind of want to spread this out, just that way the weight's not in one section and it's kind of dispersed. It'll help out with the weight distribution so nothing breaks. So we're going to set it there for now, and then after that we'll grab the brackets. All right, so grabbing the bracket, inside that package, of course, you're going to have 2 different types of bolts. So we're going to be grabbing the smaller ones. We're going to put the bigger ones off to the side for now. So let me do that. So we're going to grab 2 of them just to start off, and then we're going to grab this here. So we're going to start off with the one on the end over here. And like I said, I'm trying to see where it'll be, so that way the weight is nicely distributed. And then what you do is you put these bolts in through there, just like that, and you bolt it onto those nuts there. So this is going to be a little bit of a tricky spot, I'm not going to lie, so take your time with it. Make sure you tighten these very, very well, and then we'll move on to the next bracket. One thing I did want to mention on the bracket, if you guys do get this, the holes are going to be different. And what I mean by that is the diameter in between them will be different. So like, for example, this side, it's going to be a lot shorter versus this side, it's going to be a lot bigger. So as far as on my camper, I need to utilize the side that's shorter. That way it fits into these 2 bolts here. So keep that in mind. So now that the brackets are bolted onto the actual camper shell, they're not going to go anywhere. We already tested it out. We messed with it. Of course, over time, I am going to have to keep retorquing them when I do go off-road, just to make sure that nothing is loose. Inside the bag where we grabbed our brackets, there's going to be some leftover 4 bolts and 4 nylon locking nuts. You want to go ahead and grab those, and you're going to see what we're going to be doing. So right here, looking at the tent, you want to make sure that this is going to be, of course, in the correct position. But looking right here where the actual logo of the Pittman Outdoors is, if we flip it over, you're going to notice there's an opening on this edge here. So what you're going to want to go ahead and do is go ahead and grab 2 of the bolts that I told you to grab earlier, slide them at the top, and then you're going to go ahead and grab 2 more of the bolts and slide them at the bottom. So what you're doing there is you're actually adding the bolts that are going to be attached to the actual bracket. So this is where it's going to get a little bit difficult, and the only reason I say that is because you're going to have to match up the bolts that you have on the tent with the holes of the brackets. So now that we have the bolts in through there, I'm going to let them slide down for now. So one thing that I did want to tell you guys is the dimensions from here to here are going to be a little bit larger than the dimensions from here to here. So what we're going to be doing to make this work is, if you remember, and looking right over here, the brackets that did come with the Pittman Outdoors, there were some extra brackets on there that I said that we're not going to be utilizing. But as far as for me to make the tent work, is we're going to be utilizing 2 of them. So we're going to grab this, we're going to grab a bolt, a nylon locking nut, and we're going to be grabbing some washers just to make this extra secure. So coming right over here, what we're going to do is, there's the nut Right there, there's the bolt, there's the washer. We're gonna put it through that bracket. On the bottom hole, we're gonna insert it there. And then grabbing the nylon locking nut, we're gonna put it on the back side of there. And we're gonna make sure to tighten this down all the way. We're gonna be doing the same exact steps to the other bracket as well, making sure this stays straight. And now we'll have the correct dimensions from here to install it. Keep in mind, since we are using these brackets that aren't really meant for it, we kind of put the two together just to make it work. I'm gonna have to keep retorquing, like I said earlier, every time I go off-road, just to make sure that this thing does not get loose. But I just wanna show you guys. So we do have the top hole there now, and then we do have the bottom hole. So the spacing from here to here should be the same now. I just measured it, unless I measured wrong, but let's go ahead and just try.
Oh my God, sorry.
It's okay. So now that we finished up with the installation, we'll go ahead and open it up right now. But before we do that, I did want to show you guys something. So if you guys do remember, inside the Pittman Outdoors bag, it did come with these brackets, and inside was some hardware with it. So what we ended up having to do was actually use some of that hardware as well. So if you guys do remember, we had previously slid these shorter ones into the actual Pittman Outdoors tent there. So what we ended up having to do to make it work with the bracket that we did add was on the bottom, we did put the short ones, and on the top, we put the longer ones. And the reason we did that was because the way the bracket was angled, the one that we added on that technically isn't for it, we kind of put them together to make it work. So keep that in mind. Now, as far as for you, you can utilize the way you want to do it if you buy those brackets as well. Like I said, many companies do make brackets, or you can get your fabricator to make you special brackets to actually make it work 100%. But for us, this is gonna work. All I have to do is just keep checking the bolts every time I go off-road, which is no big deal. I do it anyway with the suspension components, so it's not a big deal. So let's just go ahead and stop talking, open this up, and show you guys. Now that we finished up with the installation, we're gonna go ahead and open it up and show you guys. It's super easy to open up. If you guys have seen an awning, I mean, it's kind of common sense. It just has a zipper, so that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Once you get it open, you're gonna have 3 straps inside. They're Velcro straps. All you really do is just pull on them and let them go. There's gonna be one here, one in the center, and one in the corner. It's that simple. Once you have that open, it's literally just the wing. So go ahead and do your thing. Now that we have it fully open, let's show you guys on this side. It's really easy. Like I said, if you have seen one in person, it's simple. Everybody has one, so it's pretty much common sense. You just strap it down, strap it to something where it won't be moving back, because if you don't strap it, this will actually swing back. Since it's not on a spring, but it acts as one, so it will spring back on you. Keep that in mind. So coming right over here, I did want to show you guys, it is a freestanding tent. A lot of these aren't like that. You actually do have to put the poles, but one thing they did do is they still gave you the option to put down the poles. And reason why is if it is super windy, you don't really want to use the freestanding motion here. You do actually want to use the poles. So there's going to be one that's already attached to it. Super simple. It comes down just like that. It's Velcroed in. Once you bring it down, all you do is twist and it'll actually release the leg. So once you figure that out, bring it down, that easy. Then you twist again to lock it in place. And then you're gonna notice there is nothing kind of in the way right here, but if it's crazy windy, they still also provide you with a couple more legs. And the way these work are actually really simple. So let me pull one out just to show you guys. We won't be putting all of them today because like I said, it is common sense, but you're gonna see right here, there is like a little metal piece here that comes out and it is curved. So we're gonna come to one of the legs here. You're gonna notice inside of there, it might be a little bit hard to see on camera, but there is a hole right there. So inside that hole, all you do is you put the leg upwards like that, you slip it into the hole. Once it's in, it's that easy. You bring it down, here's the leg, and it's gonna have that same motion. You twist it to go ahead and release it, just like that. And then same thing, lock it into place by twisting. And that goes for the rest of the legs. So another cool option of this awning that other ones don't come with, or if they do, they're gonna charge you an extra fee, is gonna be the LED strips. We will show you guys at night how those look, but keep in mind, this one will come integrated in it. And then if you guys look at it right away, you guys won't even see the LEDs until I point them out. But there are actually these white strips that are right here. There's gonna be 3 of them. So there's one here, one up top right here, and then there's going to be one on this side. And the cool thing with these is they actually do have 3 different functions as far as brightness, and they also have a button on each one, so you can control all 3 in different modes. So that's pretty awesome. Another cool thing about this is it's crazy affordable. This one is actually under $1,000, where many of these styles are usually a lot more than that, roughly in the $1,200 to $1,300 range, especially if you do have to do the add-on option. So keep that in mind. Now, if you guys do want to go ahead and utilize those lights, it is going to come with the harness. So this is another cool thing. If you don't want to utilize all 3 at once, you don't have to. And what I mean by that is inside this harness, there's going to be 3 plugs. So each one is going to have its own plug. It's really simple. Just go to each light. There's going to be like a little covering here. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull it down, that simple, and you literally just insert. Nothing hard about this. Your son, your daughter, anybody that's young can do this. It's really, really simple as long as they can reach. So just like that. And then you're going to notice each light is going to have, like I said, its own controller. So that's a cool thing. So if you don't want to go ahead and turn on all of them, you just turn one on, which we'll show you guys at night. On the other end, you're going to get a USB. So keep that in mind. You are going to need some type of power source, so like a power bank, a jackery, or anything like that. For me, I do have a jackery, so we're going to come right over here, and it's going to be this simple. So we're going to just go ahead and plug it in. And like I said, you're not going to see it right now, but we'll turn them on anyway. You have the on right here, and then you do have the 3 different functions on this middle button here. So you can go through 3 different modes. And then you're also going to have your brightness, or if you want to lower the brightness as well. And then to turn it off, you turn on the power button one more time, just like that. And that goes for all 3. It's really simple. It's crazy affordable. You can go ahead and check it out. It'll be in the description box below. I also have a discount code, which you guys can utilize that as well to save a little bit more. So if you guys did enjoy today's quick video and enjoyed the installation process of this, go ahead and make sure to comment that down below. And keep in mind, the way I installed mine, I made it to work with my specific camper. If you guys are installing it on an actual roof rack, so say you guys have like an SUV or anything like that, it's going to be a lot easier for you guys because you guys can use the brackets that this comes with. As far as for me, once again, I did have to install it the way I did, like you guys saw. So keep that in mind when you guys do purchase this. So if you guys did like today's quick video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Super simple, please feel free to subscribe.